Making a quick video doing the lower intake gasket on a 2001 or 2002 Buick Century. Just so everybody knows, I did a little research checking in because I seen these are hydraulic lifters on here, but you don't have to do a zero lash. The rocker arms themselves adjust on their own. There's two-step procedure to doing this. You go 7 foot-pounds. And then, so you tighten them all down 7 foot-pounds, and then you come back and you go to 14 foot-pounds on each one, and you're good to go. Also, you know, to seal up in between here on the bottom, I was kind of looking over, you know, because usually on like the old school Chevys and stuff, which I'm a little more familiar with, the 350 small blocks, you know, running the RTV here in the front. I think I might just put a huge blob here and then let it dry and then mount it down to it. Just so I know that it's sealed real good. And you want to put a thick bead on there. I might just go ahead and just put it real thick and then mount it down on there. But that's the one huge issue on these is, you know, they tend to leak in there. This one I'm having an issue where I put it has very low miles, the car does, you know, it has 70,000 miles. When I go to drive it, it just bogs out. Like it'll start right on the dime, turn of the key without hitting the gas or anything, fire right up, and then, so I go to take off and drive, and it just goes like, and like dies out. There's no check engine lights, nothing of that nature. I went through, checked all the spark, put new spark plug wires, new spark plugs, a new mass air sensor, I believe the one that sits up top here on top of the intake. I also got the box lower mass air intake, a newer one, to see if maybe that would had an issue with it or something to do with it. But I was talking about this other mass air sensor here that sits kind of above the intake. I got a brand new one of these too. Still didn't do anything. I did some more research online trying to figure out what it could be. I disconnected the rear O2 sensor here because they say the catalytic converter gets clogged up, and if you disconnect that and run it, it should improve. It did not improve at all. What else? Oh yeah, also I thought it was a transmission, so I went in the transmission and changed out all the shift solenoids, the TP sensor, the PSV valve, the pressure control valve inside the transmission. Also the little bracket panel that goes inside of there, as well as like a little circuit board panel that's in there. I did all that, still nothing, still running the same. So I'm hoping it was this lower intake gasket. You know, these were the surface O-rings here were really flattened. They look like they're a little pushed, but I couldn't see much of a leak there. So I'm kind of stumped a little bit, and I hope this checks out and does the job, putting the new lower intake gasket on there. If not, I know the top, there's a couple hoses up top that were kind of bad, that weren't doing so well, that I may check as well. I also got a throttle position sensor, and I'm not sure, I think the TP sensor here, got another one of these too. I'm just going to change out as much as I can. I try to figure this out. It's just kind of weird because it has so low miles and it's running like that. So if you have any input on that, and I'd really appreciate it, please comment. And the weird thing is it doesn't get anywhere above 40 miles an hour. It just really bogs out and acts up. So I was like thinking air leak, has to be an air leak, because there's no check engine lights, no nothing popping up as in a sensor, other than the transmission, which I checked that out, and the pan was like clean as can be in there. And changed all the sensors in it, and it's still is doing that. So I'm hoping it was an air leak in the lower intake that was causing a vacuum leak to cause it to mess up the computer. So please leave a comment, and I'll get back to you guys and let you know if this fixes the vehicle. Thank you and have a great night. Please subscribe to Gordon YouTube. Thank you and have a good day.